Hello, y'all on YouTube. This is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special unboxing. I'm telling you, this is special. This is epic. Something coming in from Hog House Knives out of Finland. Yeah. Let's take a look at this. All right. Today I'm opening up my knife or a box with my Brown Knives Cortex XL, one of my favorite grails right here. I really love this knife. This is the all plain tie version, Magna Cut, beautiful hollow grind. Love this knife, love carrying it, love using it. Let's get into this knife here. I don't know if I need to, you know what, let's try this first before we start putting into the box, because I don't want to damage anything. Oh my gosh, what do we got here? Oh, we got finished chocolate. I love these things. Wow, those are amazing. It kind of reminds me of home. That's very cool. Yeah, I don't know if you know, I'm Danish actually, so I have a little Danish history with me. Oh, I thought I heard something in the box. Let me just double check, make sure I didn't miss a sticker. Okay, good. You know me and my stickers. Oh, look at this, we got finished paper. I don't know what's going on here. Net ovet kukerkansen trut. Now this is almost like Danish. It's very similar. It's got the umlaut IA and some other things, but Finnish is different. Finnish is a very different dialect, but it's similar. It has some Scandinavian hints to it, but it's not the same. All right, here we are. Hog House Knives. Here's the box. Put the chocolate over here. Save that little treat for later because we got the big treat right here. This is the big treat. All right, here we go. Get my knuckles ready. All right, how does this open? So I know how to, does it pop open? Does it slide out? What are we doing? Okay, all right, so we got, okay, so we slide out. All right, that's the little sleeve, okay. All right, ooh, look at that. Nice presentation. I think, yep, magnetic. Whew. You ready? Ooh, all right, so we got some stickers, Hog House. Definitely gonna put that on the board. You know me and my stickers. Ooh, another Hog House. At least I'm gonna at least keep one or two of these stickers for my board, for sure. All right, then you've got the little certificate here. What do we have here? Certificate authenticity, serial number 66, model T, born, date of birth 11/2024, RWL 34, titanium, signed by Tapio and I thought I had it correctly. Veljumi? I think that's how you say it. But there you go. All right, what is this? We got little screws right here. Is that magnetic? Are they there for a reason? I wonder if that's where the magnet, or are those just extras? I don't know. All right, there we go. Put this right back in there. Put that over here. All right, here we are. This is the Model T Gen 2. Beautiful. I went for all plain. I didn't go for any anodization. I like the look of this. As you can tell, I'm kind of people make fun of me sometimes. I like the plain Jane. Every once in a while I like a little carbon fiber mixed in there, but this is what I prefer, right? So here we go. Here's the clip. Got some flexibility going in. It's got a little lip. It looks like it should be okay getting over that hump. That should be fine. Love the back spacer. Oh, I love how that happens back there. That reminds me of my my Skiff made blades. Has a little bit of a design like that. I think also Herman does some of that. All right, so then we've got the beautiful texture going on right there. It's beautiful milling here, and there's the Hog House knife symbol. It is very light. It's not super heavy. I mean, it's not super light. It's like not crazy light. Phillips head screwdriver, so you just get the right tool for that. Milling on the clip as well. On the clip, the way it kind of goes in there and hides. That's really cool. Blade to handle ratio is outstanding. Beautiful around here. It's got a little fuller in there. I bet that works too. All right, and then we've got this. Here's the Model T. Very subtle, very small billboarding, if anything. All right, so let's try the flipper. Now, there's no jimping on here, so this is one of those flippers. You make sure you get a full presentation and just see how it works. Here we go. Oh, wow, look at that blade. Look at that blade. Look at that step mill on there. Yeah, that reminds me of my cedar and my Lamia. And my, what else has a couple other knives, I thought. All right, so here we got Got the cutout in the middle, little radius chamfering there, easy access. Looks like we're engaged at around, yeah, I'd say 10%, 15%. No blade play, nice and solid in there. Let's release that. Let's see how it goes. All right, nice, nice. Let's do it one more time. Very cool. Okay, make sure you don't get the fingers on there, right? Okay, now let's see, where's the detent? Where do you clear it? Clear it right there. Right there, you're clear. Okay. Is there a ramp on here? Let's look. So the ramp would be right there. No, no ramp, which is fine. Actually, very nice. Let's see how the reverse flick works. Oh, that does work. That does work. All right, so let's see over here. Now, do I need to go up a little high or what? Oh, I can do it left-handed. It's a little thin, thinner than I thought it would be. It's a little small, but that's okay. I don't know if I can get it. I can get in there. Okay, very good, very good. Just perfectly breaking in right now. So my big old meaty hands wants to touch the lock bar, which is unfortunate because it does cause a little resistance because I got big old giant meaty fingers, right? You know, my finger can pretty much cover up the entire knife back there. So I always got to be careful because if I put my finger down, I'm pushing on everything. So I've got to always kind of push it out of the way. It's just one of those things. And that's why sometimes I do like liner locks because, you know, it gets the issue of my big old meaty fingers out of the way. All right, so, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe he uses Skiff Caged Bearings. If I'm not mistaken, when I talked to Tapio, I think he ordered them from Steve Skiff. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I don't know if I'll take this apart. At least not right away for sure. But I am going to put probably a little drop of oil in there just to kind of see if that softens things up a little bit. Because right now it's still pretty stiff. You know, it is brand new, just right out of the box, of course. Oh man, look at that! So beautiful, rounded. It is rounded. There's no sharp edge. It's crisp with the edges, right? And it's not super sharp. I was worried that was going to be sharp. I had that on my cedar. It was really, really sharp, and I had to file that down. And I'll do that because this is a knife I'm going to carry. Every knife I own, I carry. This is not a safe queen. These are not safe queens, right? These are knives I carry, and now I'm going to go out and work on the yard and cut down branches with this thing? No. No, I'm not. That's what my 80-20.5 is for, right? That's my workhorse. You know, or my Mekanese Mach 2. I know I make that a workhorse. It scares some people, but I do. I like that. All right, so I'm going to grab my oil real quick here. If I can reach it. Come on. Oh, don't knock anything over. All right, so just going to get a little drop of oil in there. Let's see. All right. I'll put a little itty bitty drop of oil on the detent ball. Let's see if we can get in there. Ooh, that's a big drop. It must be warm in here. When it's warm in the house, it does come out a little faster. Yeah, I mean, I had the same issue with when I had the shear Gwarf. Always putting that hand on there. That's the only problem with big old hands. That's what, you know, sleek gentleman knives are really cool, but they can be challenging, especially if it's a nice, strong detent and lock bar on there. That might need to be, I hate to say, tuned. Though I really enjoy how it is right now. It's got a nice crisp detent. I really do like that. So I think much longer hands, you're going to be way down here and up like this. But my hands are shorter fingers, so I'm a little higher up like this. So I tend to almost put my finger on that lock bar, which, you know, I got to work with. I got to get used to a knife. Every knife is a little different. You got to figure it out. And once you figure it out, you know how comfortable it is, then it's like no problem. All right. I think I'm good for now. So I'm going to go ahead and put this away. Okay, so we got a little bit of oil in there. We'll see how that opens things up a little bit. It does feel like it's a little smoother already. So smooth though. Listen, feel that. Yeah, that's nice. Only problem I'm gonna have is this left-handed one, right? How do I get in there? Because typically I would do that, but this is so thin, it is going to be a little challenging how to get in there like that. So I have to hold a little high, and I gotta make sure I don't push on the flipper here. So, oh, that's challenging. That's challenging for me. Got longer fingers is probably a lot easier, and I know Tapio and his business partner, they were both very tall people. So I suspect they have really long fingers, and they probably don't have to deal with this with little stubby fingers like me. But I still love this knife. That's really cool. I like the Bailey. I did. It was just really big. It was just really, really, really big. And it was too big for me. And I was afraid that I would have gotten it, and then I would have been like, I'm just not going to carry it, and been very disappointed. And that's the unfortunate thing. But boy, this Model T, whew. Man, the polish finish on that RWL 34. Wow, that's crazy. Love that. All right, let's zoom in so you guys can get a nice look at this here. So there we got the step milling on there. Just look at that. Phenomenal. Comes up to a flat grind here, and then it's a little over here. No swedge, but that's all right. Beautiful flat up here. There's no real super sharp. I mean, it's edgy, but it's not sharp. And so you get a good presentation. You can definitely come in here, grip down like this. You could choke up. Absolutely, you could choke up here. It's really a sort of a comfortable choke up position. But I have plenty of room here with my large hands with big old meaty fingers. Do you see that? Big old hand meaty fingers. And then I can choke up here like that. Got a little extra room. So you do get that little position. And I just realized I was zoomed in, so sorry about that. But you can see all the milling on here. Beautiful texture. The little Phillips screwdriver, flathead right there. And then the captive pivot. See all the milling texture everywhere here. You see the back spacer back here? So look at this right there. Let's look at that. Look how that sticks out. I think that's just gorgeous. Really, really nice. All the way up here, and it kind of comes in like that. Then you have it over here. This beautiful little fuller in there, kind of a diamond head shape, you know? It's kind of cool. All the lines, how it flows together. You got this beautiful satin finish. And this looks like a hand satin finish there. Then you got this step milled coming out to a nice thick tip. I mean, it's definitely going to be a work knife. That edge, oh yeah, that edge is nice and sharp. And there's no billboarding whatsoever on here except for the Hog House logo right there, and then just Model T here, which is very subtle, very, very subtle. I like how small that is. It looks like, I remember Metal Complex showing his, and I thought his was much bigger, because this one looks really, really, really small. It's really, almost can't see it with the lines. So I don't know. I don't know if they made it smaller or not. I don't know. But I like it. I like it. And there's even milling in here. You see that? Milling in there. Kind of gives that texture look with this. So on both sides? Yeah, it absolutely is. Let me see. Oh, yeah. And it's intentional. It's not like you know, it's left over from the machine. That's like to create those lines. It's really cool. All right, so let's look in here. What kind of relief? Oh, we got great weight relief in there. Look at that. And over here, a little here, and let's see, is it nice and soft here? Clip going in here. So that's really cool. Yeah, and there's the back spacer. Do we have any, is there any sort of texture? Can we see if there's anything written inside here? Typically, they'll write a little something in there, but I don't see it, and that's fine. Usually get the number of the knife or something. Maybe it's here at the base. I don't know. But very cool. I love this clip. I love how it comes down. Oops, sorry. Love how it comes down like that. You see that smoothness right there? It's kind of a nice contoured feel to it. Yeah. And that's right here. Look at that. Even that texture right there. Can you see that? I think that's really cool. All right. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. All right. So let's take a nice look at our little thumbnail here for the video for the unboxing, because this is going to be epic. Absolutely epic. Look at that. Gorgeousness of that knife. Whew. Come on. There we go. I was hoping I'd get one of their Hoghouse knives, but this is the perfect size. Thank you, Tapio and Vilmine. I'm not even saying it correctly. I'm sorry, but I appreciate you guys making one that fits my hand. So thank you, thank you. Wow, look at that, and nice and wait. Oh my gosh, I just noticed something. Hold on. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see this? Here, we got to zoom in for this. Can you see that? Make sure you can see that. Do you see the texture that's going on in there? There's like a little pattern. I don't know if I'm getting it in there, but there is like a little texture going on inside of there. It's like a diamond shape. It's very distinct, and it's got a geometric kind of beauty to it. So I don't know. I find that really cool. All right, so let's see how this feels as far as releasing it, dropping it. All right, it's got a kind of a shake shut to it right now. I saw many people had a drop shut, a very controlled drop shut. Mine's a little stiffer. That's okay. We can fix that. That's nice. Let's see, what are we dealing with here? Perfectly dead nut centered. Yep, absolutely. Just love all of that. Beautiful lines there. Nice stop pin right there. The flipper itself, if you're clear of the lock bar, no problem. Super easy to work with and super easy to open and close. Now, I will say, it's a little challenge for me for left-handed. It feels a little stiff over there, and it's pretty stiff in there. So, you know, we may tune this. I know you're like, what? You cannot do that. I may tune this. I'm thinking very seriously about it. I don't know if it's going to be this video because this is already pretty long. So, but we may just take a look at the inside. Just guess it's worth taking a look. I'm sure it's pretty gorgeous. I know when I took the Brian Brown knife around, it was just amazing on the inside. I mean, milling and everything was just as fantastic. So there you go. All right, very cool, very cool. Definitely a really cool one. So this is the Hoghouse Model T Gen 2. Very, very cool knife. Yeah, any of you guys have one of these? Let me know what your thoughts are on it. Let me know what you think about it. I love the look of it. I know some of you guys would like colors and flames, and I like it like this. I dig this. So let me know. All right. Well, hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, informative, or just interesting, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to every one of you out there who watches the videos, who likes the videos, who subscribes, who comments, who's part of the live stream. I appreciate you. Thank you. If you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content like this video. And big shout out, thank you to all my channel members. I appreciate you guys. You allow me to do things so much sooner than I ever thought I'd be able to do. So thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate that. And I like to do a small, two nice things for my channel members as a way to show my appreciation. I do a once a month members giveaway, usually an exclusive knife or a little package, something nicer than just a budget knife giveaway that hopefully you will enjoy, something that's worthwhile to you. Yeah, so I do that. And then the other thing is I also give all brand new channel members a channel member sticker and a little thank you note. So if you want to email me with your name and address, I'd love to mail that to you. And I'll do that too for existing channel members. If you were a channel member all along or became a channel member again and you never asked for one, let me know too, right? All right, well, I appreciate you guys so very much. All you guys, you allow me to do things that I just didn't think I'd be able to do, and you encourage me to keep going. So thank you. Thank you, every one of you guys. Hey, if you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week.